in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Game Master, and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel for a new video today. Hello and welcome to another episode of my Call of Duty World War II Best Class Setups. It has been a long time since I've actually done one of these things, so I thought I would finally do one for you today. And today we are, of course, talking about the Lewis. And that is the gameplay in the background on Ardennes Forest. The Lewis, this LMG, is incredibly good if you use it the right way. So without further ado, let's get straight into the class setup. So first off, we're going to start off with the division. You are going to be using the infantry division for this class for the additional primary attachment. However, using this weapon, I find that using this for the extra magazines and move significantly faster while aiming down sights is really beneficial to this kind of gun. Now, LMGs are something that normally you would play kind of defensively with, but that's not really my play style. I enjoy kind of run and gunning aggressiveness, so I kind of have to adapt to that. But throw on the infantry division for that additional primary attachment, which we will get to in a moment, as well as the pretty much the move significantly faster while aiming down sights. That's going to help you out a ton when you are playing with an LMG. Trust me, it's gotten me out of a lot of sticky situations. So let's move on to the attachments, of course, very quickly. Obviously, we are using the Lewis. In this gameplay, I do have a variant on. I'm not even sure what the variant is, but anyway. Getting on to the attachments, the first attachment I put on there is Quick Draw. Now, you can use a grip if you want to, and use primed as well, but we'll get to that in a moment. I don't really think that this weapon is necessary with a grip. I think that the recoil is controllable enough that it doesn't warrant having to use up a attachment slot for grip, so just throw the Quick Draw on there. You're definitely going to want a Quick Draw because the ADS times on the LMGs is really slow, so the Quick Draw is going to help you win quite a few gunfights. Next up is the reflex sight. Now this is kind of, you can swap it out if you want. You don't necessarily have to use the reflex sight. The reason I have it on there is because I'm not particularly too fond of the iron sights on the Lewis. However, if you guys like them, then feel free to drop the reflex sight and then you can put your grip on there if you want to. But again, this one is just generally because I do not enjoy the iron sights on the Lewis, so it's just much easier for me to aim if I have some kind of optic. I also did try the 4x optic on the Lewis, but unfortunately it is not very good. It is really good on the MG42 and not so good on the Lewis, so yeah, just if you guys don't want to use the sight, that's just fine. You can swap it out for something like the grip. Next up I put on here is Rapid Fire. Now, Rapid Fire is another one of those attachments that's kind of questionable. Does it do much? I really don't know. I got so used to having Rapid Fire on it that I never changed it out. I think it does help a little bit. I don't know if it's too noticeable, but it is going to give you that slight advantage in gunfights. So throw Rapid Fire on there. You're going to have a pretty good time with this thing. I have pulled off a lot of dirty moves with this class, so throw on Rapid Fire and you should be good to go. Alright, so we talked about the attachments. Once again, very quickly, the Quick Draw grip so you can aim down sights faster. That's a given with the LMGs. You're definitely going to want that. The reflex sight, however, you can swap it out for something like the foregrip or, you know, extended mags, anything you want. And then, of course, Rapid Fire, again, another one of those attachments that you can swap out for whatever you want. But personally, for me, I think it makes this gun a beast. Okay, so next up we have the basic training, and the basic training I used for this particular class setup was Hustle. And the reason that I use Hustle is because the reload time on this thing is ridiculously slow. It's not the slowest reload time of the LMGs, but it is definitely slow. And you are going to want to reload this thing a lot because you're going to blow through a ton of ammo with this thing. The reload time on the Lewis is not as bad as, say, the MG42, which has a ridiculously long loading time, but reloading time. The Hustle basic training is obviously for a better reload time, so that's basically all you're using it for, is for the faster reload. Now, for reloading while sprinting, I mean, it's okay, but basically it's on there for the faster reload. You're definitely going to want that when using an LMG. And then finally, for my secondary weapon, I just have the standard issue 1911. Just kind of switch it up from the machine pistol. It's not a terrible pistol by any means, but I don't use it all that much. The secondary you can pretty much swap out for anything you want. I just kind of swap out for everything. I use a little bit of everything, but pick whatever you want for the secondary. It doesn't really matter so much in this class. And then finally, for the equipment, I usually never use a tactical. I usually always use a lethal. As of lately, I've usually been going for either the standard frag grenade or the mine or bouncing Betty, whatever you want to call it. Those are the two I usually gravitate towards now, but again, another one of those things that you can swap out for whatever you want. It doesn't really make too much difference in terms of the class build. Alright, so that is it. That is going to be the class build for the Lewis. The thing is incredibly good. I wouldn't say it's overpowered, but it's pretty badass. You can shred with this thing. This gameplay, I think I got dropped 29 kills, and I think I got 17 deaths or something like that. You'll see it, but anyway, that is going to be the class setup for the Lewis. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. This gun is super fun to use, but it also takes a lot of patience because it is an LMG, so you kind of have to adjust your play style, but once you use it a few times and get used to it, it's not so bad. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. You can follow me on Twitter at GameMasterYouTube. The link for that, of course, is in the description down below. Thank you guys once again, and I will see you on Monday for a new video. Peace!
It's a massacre. What the hell happened out there?
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light